We wanted to make the capital sort of brutal, concrete, scaleless environment.
My initial piece of reference that I shared with Phil was a lot of the Tibetan palaces in Lhasa, not just because they're in the mountains and the capital is, but they had these blank concrete edifices that at once sort of had a grandeur, but at the same time were very blank and imposing and evoked a kind of sense of might.
Gary and I, very early on, we decided we didn't want to make it quote unquote futuristic. So we found a lot of great resources from like communist Russia, a lot of concrete structures, to buildings done for the World's Fairs in the 30s that were done by like Chrysler and Ford and sort of like the titans of industry. We found a lot of sort of almost retro stuff that we repackaged and repurposed for our own city, and that's kind of where we started with that.
And Phil took that and then exposed me to a lot of reference, a period of architecture called brutalism, mid-century architecture that was about these large concrete forms.
We were just afraid of it turning into something silly otherwise, and it's kind of supposed to be, even though the people are a bit silly and sort of frivolous, it's supposed to be a scary place too. So it's like we had a lot of conversations about trying to kind of marry all those ideas together, and these kids are supposed to be terrified when they come in here, but the people are kind of somewhat like, you know, silly looking and frivolous.
I began to wonder, okay, what really are the seats of power? What really evokes a sense of might and power? And it's not like gleaming, soaring, glittering spires. It's a sense of horizontality. It's a sense of space. If you imagine any of the more powerful places in the world, Red Square, Tiananmen Square, you know, the Brandenburg Gate, the Champs-Élysées, things that have that kind of a stately majesty to them.